Hi there, students. A white elephant. Well, okay, a white elephant could be an elephant that is white, and originally it was. The meaning that we use for this phrase today, it's normally a building project that costs a huge amount of money and then fails to live up to expectations. So they spend a lot of money on it, but it doesn't actually work out. It's something that's really expensive that doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do, and it costs you a huge amount of money. And normally, it continues to be a financial burden. So over the years, there have been various white elephants. For example, in North Korea, they built the Ryung Hotel, and this was a massive modern hotel which has space for 3,000 has 3,000 rooms, so probably space for 5,000 visitors. But I'm not sure is as of yet if they've ever actually had any visitors. So this was a really expensive project that was never used. Or, for example, the Maginot Line. The Maginot Line was built in the 1930s after the First World War, and it was a line of defence that France built that cost a fortune to protect against a possible German invasion. But when the Germans came, they just went round the edge of it. Yeah, so it cost them a fortune, but it was never used. And this is the idea of a white elephant. Apparently, as well, the Empire State Building was a white elephant. Yeah, the Empire State Building was planned in the 20s. But it was completed in the 1930s when there was the Great Depression. And when it opened, they only had about 20% of the building let. And apparently it didn't make a profit until the 1950s. And apparently still a large proportion of it today, maybe a third or a quarter, is still unlet. Okay, so a white elephant, something that's very costly, a costly building project that doesn't perform, it doesn't do what you hoped it was going to do. Notice you can also have a white elephant sale. A white elephant sale, this is something that very often churches have a white elephant sale or a white elephant stall at their bazaars, where people give second-hand items or unwanted items to the church in order for the church to sell to get money. You could also say that something that you buy is a white elephant. So, I don't know, for example, I spent £2,000 on an exercise machine, which I only ever used once, and it's now been sitting in the garage gathering dust since I bought it. Okay, so it's a white elephant as well. Okay, so formality, that's an interesting one. I think I'm going to give it a 5 in formality. I think you could use it absolutely anywhere. And the origin is quite good as well. Let's see. In Southeast Asia, white elephants were regarded as a symbol that the king reigned with justice and power, and you weren't allowed to make white elephants work. So if you had a white elephant, you had the cost of feeding it, but you couldn't actually make it work for you or do anything for you. And there's even a rumour that the king of Siam, modern day Thailand, um, used to give white elephants to people that he wanted to ruin financially. I think P.T. Barnum um, bought a white elephant after ages of negotiation. He finally bought it, but he was very disappointed to discover it was grey, mostly grey and pink. Yeah, I think he bought this from the King of Siam as well. Okay, so a white elephant, it's something very expensive that it doesn't do, or it doesn't get the use that you thought it was going to get. So enough. Oh, a good white elephant. You remember this Google's attempt to make its own social media site. Well, clearly that was a white elephant. Yeah, they ended up withdrawing it about 3 years later. Okay, so white elephant, something that's really expensive that doesn't do what you think it's going to do, particularly a building or something like that that costs a fortune. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. A white elephant sale, a white elephant stall.